Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
And now, please welcome at this time your hosts, Graham GSM Matthews and RJ Marceau. You're listening to the next era of wrestling radio. This is WrestleRant Radio.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WrestleRant Radio here today for November 6, 2025. It's a new month as we close on in the final stretch of 2025 with Halloween in the rear view, which means that we are 1 month closer to the annual, I want to say it's the 13th annual, if I'm not mistaken, Year in Review Awards with myself and Mr. Marceau. We love voting on them. We love reviewing those results. We're going to be doing them live this year at the end of 2025. I look forward to that. Lots to look forward to here in the final few weeks, final 2 months of 2025. Mr. Marceau joining me as always. Brother, what's going on?
I'm doing good. No, I'm excited for the year-end review rewards because I love to stuff the ballot. So I'm ready for it this year.
Kid stuffs the ballot every single year. 2025 will be no exception. I know we spoke last week about it, but I forgot to get an update from you. How was your Halloween, and did you end up going as anything for Halloween last weekend?
It was decent. I didn't go out Halloween night. I went out the night after.
Okay.
I guess we were... I don't know. It's from High School Musical. Troy Bolin and the other girl. I don't know. Molly picked it up. I've never seen High School Musical. I was like chastised. I'd never seen it. I was more of a Nickelodeon kid growing up, so I was just like, whatever.
Well, I mean, we're around the same age. You're a little bit older than me, but I was in maybe elementary school by that point when the movie came out. I've seen only the first two. I've not seen the third one, which came out theatrically. I guess you would have been in middle school when it came out. You were probably
haven't seen any of them.
So, I mean, well, not only have you not seen any of them, but you did say not something blasphemous, because that is a very popular opinion. You were much more of a Nickelodeon person than it did. Have you ever watched Disney Channel, or was it always Nickelodeon for you?
I saw like more like the Disney like movies, like
Okay.
the originals. Like those are go-to, but like whenever I watch like TV, it was always Nickelodeon.
Still a great taste nonetheless. Can you give me 3 movies that you remember from when you were a kid from Disney Channel? Because I'm like an expert on this shit, at least from that era.
Motocross is my favorite.
That's a good one. That's
Classic.
a good one.
I don't know the name of the movie, but it's the twin basketball one. I feel like I know
Double
that.
Crossed.
Double Cross is good. I figured you were going to ask me 3. Those are the only 2 that come to my mind right off the rip.
You got Johnny Tsunami. You got all the Halloween ones. Halloween Town obviously is a classic.
Halloween Town. I'll say Halloween Town just to get it out there.
Yeah, no. So you're going like late 90s, early 2000s.
Motocross is such a good movie.
That's a good movie. The Paper Brigade. I don't think it was a Disney Channel movie, but they did air it on Disney Channel. There were a lot of movies like that. I had a lot of the same actors too, but Johnny Tsunami was he was a surfboarder that became like a snowboarder. That also came out around that time. Rip Girls was like a surfboarder or a movie, I think, about a bunch of like Hawaiian girls or something like that. But I remember that era very vividly. I'm curious if anyone in the chat also lived through that era of Disney Channel. We're not going to turn this into a Disney Channel Nickelodeon debate here as we get going, but one last question. What was your go-to show on Nickelodeon when you were a kid? I'm curious to know.
Oh, Drake and Josh, obviously.
I thought you were going to say, obviously, SpongeBob. SpongeBob is amazing.
SpongeBob was huge. I really like Drake and Josh. Rocket Power. Rocket Power was on Nickelodeon, right? No, Rocket Power was great.
What was Rocket Power? I don't know what was Rocket Power.
Oh, my God. The kids that did like skateboarding and shit. And they would snowboard too.
Live action or animated?
It's animated.
Okay, I that sounds familiar. I don't know if I watched
Rocket
it.
Power. Come on.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I'm familiar. That sounds
kids.
familiar.
Oh my!
I was
God.
more like Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron era of Nickelodeon.
I love Jimmy Neutron. I love Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah, I guess
Drake and Josh was great.
1999 and 2004. I guess you might have missed the very tail end of it.
Yeah.
But I love that. SpongeBob was great. I liked iCarly until
Good show.
I grew up. It was a great show. I kind of grew out of it at that point, but when it started kind of going too far. But no, I thought Nickelodeon had a ton of great shows.
They did have a lot of great shows. You never caught that documentary they did a year ago, right? On like that era of Nickelodeon and the whole.
No, I did.
You watched that, The Dark Side of TV or whatever it was? Very dark. I mean, it's kind of hard enjoying those shows in retrospect. But hey, Drake and Josh is still a really funny show. I can go back and laugh about Drake and Josh in retrospect. But hey, listen, guys, this is WrestleRant Radio here today for November 6, 2025. Thank you to everyone joining in here in the chat. I'll try to go through everything quickly before we get going with today's topics. New episodes available every single Thursday on WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, right here on YouTube in video version before it goes live anywhere else. You can also check out the audio version later on in the day and soon thereafter on all major podcast platforms. Shout out to our channel members, Alexis, Miss Mon Matthews, Dylan, the Jackmo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1 at Swerve1 on IG, Mr. Marceau himself at RJ_Marceau on X, John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland right here on YouTube, Richie right here on YouTube as well at Red Planet Wrestling, and Average Grunt last but not least at gruntwrestling.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. More information on that down below. If you guys are watching live or after the fact, be sure to like the video and subscribe. All support is greatly appreciated. So before we get going with some thoughts on Saturday night's main event from this past weekend, some thoughts from Raw as well as they planted the seeds going into Survivor Series War Games in a couple of weeks. And we got a couple of returns on Monday night as well. Just want to see what people are saying here in the chat. Johnny did say earlier, well, first of all, hello, Douglas. We have someone named the Squirter in the chat, which is an amazing name. But Johnny did ask for RJ, who are you picking between Islam versus Jack and Valentina versus Zhang, if I pronounced that correctly?
You did pronounce both correctly. I'm going Islam. I love Islam. So Islam versus JDM. Valentina and Weili Zhang is tough. I'll go Weili Zhang. I like Valentina, but she's getting older. So I'm going to go Islam and Weili Zhang.
So Eric said Johnny Islam and Valentina for him. And then Johnny responded and said, I think Zhang sends Valentina into retirement. I mean, you kind of hinted at that there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love Valentina, but she is a little bit older. Weili Zhang's a beast. So, yeah, I like both of them. So I think it'll be a good fight, but I'm leaning more. I'm leaning Zhang.
That's coming up on Saturday night.
15th.
15th? Okay. Day before your birthday.
It is, yep.
We got a big week coming up next week as not only is it Mr. Marceau's birthday next Sunday, next week Mr. Marceau will not be here. He will be out traveling to Louisville. He's going to Louisville for the first time. That is Cornette country over there. Brian Last and Cornette. I mean, I don't think Brian Last is in fucking Louisville, but Cornette Castle, baby. Mr. Marceau is going to be on assignment next week over in Louisville, which is awesome. So we look forward to that. And also just confirmed, I will put it in the text to make it official. I know we were talking about it last week. We can indeed see you rather next week for your birthday. I had to schedule some things with my brother's birthday is also that weekend, but I will indeed be seeing you next week in person. So get the Marceau Castle ready, baby. I look forward to a WrestleRant reunion. Johnny said, can't wait to see the HBO Jacksonville Women's Trios titles and the quadruple championships created in AEW. I'll talk about the new championship in a second. Mr. Marceau, I was not watching Dynamite Live, and he sent me a DM about it. I saw it after the fact, but I was like, this company, man, it's amazing. Squirter said, where do we go after Cena? I don't know. I mean, Cena's a big part of their programming right now. It's a good question, but all eyes are on John Cena, so we'll worry about that when we get there. Fernando asked, who can you guys see as the next huge icon for wrestling after Cena is long gone? That's a good question. Someone asked me about that the other day, and I said probably, I mean, when I say huge icon, I'm talking like for WWE, not like The Rock. I'd say Braun Breaker's probably the guy that's going to be carrying this company for decades to come. Roman Reigns isn't really the next big breakout star. He already has broken out. So is it someone currently on the roster you think that will be the next, maybe not John Cena, but close to that level? Or have we not seen that person come into the company yet?
I mean, you're going straight male. Could it not be Rhea Ripley?
No, you're right. It could absolutely be a female. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rhea, I think she could be, I think she's probably on that status. She could be the greatest women's wrestler, or like looked at that like icon level. So I'm gonna go Ripley.
Great answer. I was not thinking Ripley. She did not pop on my notes here, but Rhea Ripley is a great answer nonetheless. Nathaniel, what's going on? Asking Mr. Marceau, did you watch the World Series this past weekend?
I did, and I cried myself to sleep when the Dodgers won.
What did we say, though? We said Dodgers will win. We were hoping for Blue Jays. Heart had Blue Jays. Head had Dodgers. I didn't catch the game. I wish I did, because I heard it was awesome. I heard it was like one of the best World Series of all time.
Great game, yeah. No, it was a great game. I watched the entire thing and went to extra innings, and the Blue Jays just couldn't get it done. It hurt.
They were their own worst enemy, I heard.
Yeah, no, they had the chances to win and they just couldn't do it. It was painful to watch, honestly.
I know. Watching the timeline and just seeing all the updates on the Blue Jays specifically, I'm like, man, they could have gotten it done. They were so close, but the Dodgers they're like, I don't know if it's an accurate comparison to compare them to the Chiefs of football. Are they basically like the Chiefs of the MLB? They've won the World Series 3 times in 5 years, it feels like.
Yeah, no, they're clearly the best team. So no, I mean, sucks, but they got it done.
What's his name? Shohei Ohtani? That's not his name.
Shohei Ohtani, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have him, so I mean he's their MVP.
Well,
right?
He didn't play that. He pitched to start the game, and he did not look good.
He did not look good, but they still won the game.
They did, yes.
Imagine if he is on his A game, then they're unstoppable.
Jeez.
I agree. Fernando at AEW adding yet another title is stupid. Is Becky going to be the leader in War Games? Nathaniel asked. I don't think she'll be. Yeah, she might be the leader. She'll definitely be a part of War Games, but we will soon see. Nick, what's going on? Yes, we will be talking about WWE's bubble bursting. I have something to say about that in just a second. Thanks for joining. Alexis also here as well. Johnny said Green Bay Packers win the upcoming Super Bowl. We've talked about Super Bowl picks before here. I don't think it's going to be the Packers. I'm sticking with the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are Chiefs Kingdom, baby. I mean, who did you say when we talked about this like 2 months ago?
Who did I say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, who did you say? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't know who it is. I mean, if I had someone put a gun to head, I would say Bills Rams. That's my pick right now. Bills Rams.
Yeah, no. Fernando said, RJ, if you had a gun to your head to predict 2 teams in the Super Bowl, who would it be? Bills Rams. Hey, Bills. They've had a last great couple of years. Fell short last year, but don't tell me his name. Oh fuck, who's like the big? Who's Josh Allen?
Yep.
Yeah. See, I know my Bills quarterback. He's also, I think, engaged or married to Haley Steinfeld. I think that's
married to Haley.
Married.
Steinfeld.
Okay, I thought they were just engaged. Good for him. That's probably the only reason why I know that, but I do know who Josh Allen is. Squirter saying, nice shirt, Mr. Marceau. Lightning McQueen, baby.
Lightning McQueen shirt.
Lightning McQueen. Is that, it's funny, you're a big racing guy, but that's not your favorite Pixar movie, right?
No, it is.
It is. Really? It's your number one?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I feel like Toy Story would be your number one, and Toy Story is an amazing pick.
I love Cars.
It's such a great movie. I love what are the 2 songs in that movie? Obviously, Life is a Highway. By Rascal Flatts, that version. And Real Gone, the song at the beginning of the movie.
Real Gone.
Yeah. Great song. Gotta give that a rewatch. Might have to watch F1 when we see you, by the way. Might have to pop that on. Rent it or something. We might have to figure that out when I see you next weekend. Let's see. Alexis talking about when she'll be back. RJ, can you do your best Lightning McQueen impression? Alexis asked.
Is that like a ka-chow?
Yeah, do a ka-chow, yeah.
Ka-chow! There you go.
Do David Spade ka-chow. I love it. Alexis also asking for costume picks. I agree.
Go on Instagram. I don't know. Molly posted somewhere.
There you go. Got to check out the pics on the IG. Are we going to see the Christie movie starring Sydney Sweeney? No, I think that's the boxing movie, right? The movie that she just did.
It's funny because she introduced for the NASCAR championship this week. She was on she introduced them and was promoting the movie, and I'm like, is this a racing movie or she literally? Yeah, it looks like it's a boxing movie, but she literally was like, oh, see my new movie. So I'm like, oh, must be a racing movie. And then I looked up, I'm like, it's boxing. What the fuck? It has nothing to do with NASCAR at all. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, no, that is completely
probably not going to see it, but it looks somewhat interesting, I guess.
If it gets great reviews, then sure. I have not heard great things. I think it's been out. It might be coming out tomorrow, I think. I'm not sure, but she has another movie coming out in a couple months where she's like a maid or something like that. Alexis and I saw a trailer for that, but the Christie movie probably not. It just seems like honestly another version of the Smashing Machine, which I literally just saw, and I liked it. I thought Rock did a good job, but I probably won't be seeing Christie. Which tournament do we think will be better, the AEW Women's Tag Title or Cena's last challenger? The AEW Women's Tag Title tournament is honestly off to a pretty good start, but the Cena one is obviously 10 times more important, so I'm going to go to that one. It might end up being a disappointment. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to go John Cena's tournament on that one. Eric said Brink was his favorite. Brink, do you remember Brink? That was a good movie.
Sounds familiar. Is that like the Talking House, or am I going way
That's
different?
Smart House.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all the movies like are so similar.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're like the same characters. I couldn't even tell you which one that one is.
I feel like Brink was the one had Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World in it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that he was in that movie. But Smart House had the same kid that was in Luck of the Irish. That's the St. Patrick's Day movie they have. Great movie as well, by the way.
Yeah, Brink's. I see this. Yeah, that's a good one.
Brink's a good movie. I forgot about that until I mentioned it. Alexis mentioned Halloween Town, Twitches, Smart House, Cadet Kelly. That was with Lizzie McGuire, Hilary Duff, whatever. High School Musical, and Wizards of Waverly Place. Nice mix of shows and movies there. Yeah, Johnny mentioned Ned's Declassified. Was that during the time period that you were watching Nickelodeon or no?
Ned's Declassified sounds familiar.
Except I don't know the show they were in middle school.
Yeah, let's see. It started in 2004. Yeah, I mean, I guess that was right. I mean, I don't think I ever really watched it, but yeah. I know exactly the show when I saw the picture.
Yeah, I know. It was around the same time period of like iCarly and stuff like that. I love that show. I do not know of Rocket Power, honest. That sounds familiar. Like I said earlier, I just don't remember all that well. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was on Fox. Fairly Odd Parents, a great show. I agree. Let me see here. Fairly Odd, I mentioned that one. Digimon, I remember that. Those were all
Digimon,
that was on Cartoon Network. I don't think that was on Nickelodeon. I could be wrong on that though.
I think it was like a Nickelodeon that like spun off the Cartoon Network.
Okay,
like
that makes sense. Stuff. Yeah, no, I remember like Cartoon Network. I didn't really watch. I watched Nickelodeon. I didn't really watch Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network had like Courage the Cowardly Dog. That show freaked me out. Grim Reaper or Mandy and the Grim Reaper, whatever it was. Good shows, but they kind of freaked me out a little bit. Dynamite last night, thought it was a fine show. Last week's show was better. Just kind of felt like set up for War Games or Blood and Guts rather next week. So it wasn't really overly excited by it, but I thought it was a fine show. Alexis said Nick's favorite shows were the Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, great show. iCarly, SpongeBob, Ned's, Victorious. Her favorite Nick show, she's saying. Yeah, there were a lot of great shows during that period. No Mr. Marceau next week, unfortunately. Johnny said Mr. Marceau going to interview Jim Cornette. I know he's going to get that exclusive. He's going to get it in person. He's going to get it at the castle. Johnny asked for Mr. Marceau, what would be your dream Survivor Series team? And that can mean anything, not necessarily best, but like maybe 5 of your favorite wrestlers or whatever.
That's a good question. I mean, Rey Mysterio would obviously be on it. That's like a no-brainer. I'm trying to think. There was like a year that like they had a good year. I'm trying to think what year it was. I don't know if 2005, 2004. They had like Rey Mysterio, Batista. They had like actually a pretty good team.
Oh, I think it was 2005 when it was Raw and SmackDown, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's Batista, Bobby Lashley, Orton, Mysterio, and JBL. Honestly, that's if you just switch like JBL out with someone actually good, that's a really good team.
Eddie Guerrero,
yeah.
Who was supposed to be on that team before he died.
I'd probably get rid of Bobby Lashley for like The Undertaker.
Okay. All right. That's like your peak SmackDown fandom as a mini Marceau. So I like that. That's a pretty good team. Nathaniel asking, would you want a Card 4 movie? Oh, Cars 4. He said Card. Would you want Cars 4? I mean, I'm surprised we got 2 other ones, to be honest.
I mean, the third one's really good, so yeah, I'm down.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen.
At the ending of the third movie, I weep like a maiden.
I know. Alexis was the same way. She loves that movie. And hey, listen, they're making Toy
run
Story.
With Cruise, it'd be great. I'd be down.
They already made a Toy Story 4. They're making a 5th one. So honestly, they're making Incredibles 3. Why the fuck?
Just take my money.
Just take. Alexis ain't seeing the sequels. Are you seeing Zootopia 2 in a couple weeks?
I can't wait. I love Zootopia.
I haven't seen the first one. I haven't seen it. I'm watching it soon, so I'm going to see the second one. She has no interest in seeing the second one. She saw Moana 2. We talked about this at the time. She saw Moana 2, exact replica of the first one. I enjoyed it for what it was. She did not like it at all. I think she's done with the Pixar sequels. But guess who's seeing the sequels? Me. And Mr. Marceau as well. We'll be there opening day. Oh, this is a good question. Toy Story or Shrek? I'm going Toy Story, but Shrek's still...
Shrek's good.
Shrek's a goated animated movie. Good question. Which underutilized wrestler would you like to see Hunter... He said boof. I think he means boo or probably push. I don't know. Which underrated wrestler in WWE currently, Mr. Marceau, would you like to see kind of get some more screen time or maybe just be pushed out the door?
I mean, that's two different questions here. I mean, push. I mean, people say he's gonna get a push. Austin Theory. I mean, I'm not off the train yet.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Get the boot. I want to pick someone that's like on. I honestly can't stand the Grande Americano stuff anymore.
Me either.
Got the boot. I think it's just trash at this point.
Yeah.
It's way too much. I'll go with that for boot and push Theory.
Okay. Good answers. Best sports movie ever from Fernando. It's a good question.
Best sports movie ever?
There's a lot of good answers there. Obviously, there's like...
I just feel like there's some serious ones and there's some like funny ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Remember
think
the
you gotta
Titans.
go remember the Titans, right? I mean, I think you gotta just go chalk. I mean, yeah. I'll go remember the Titans. There's a lot of great ones though. But I'll go remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans is obviously, it's probably the answer. This is not the answer, but I would go with the remake for one of my favorites, Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
Longest Yard, that's another I'm thinking of. Like it's more like a comedy, but it's a good sports movie.
Yeah, no.
But
it's a great sports movie. Yeah. Not a movie, but Last Dance documentary, amazing. Just saying, one of my favorite sports documentaries I've ever seen. No, I have not seen Jesse. Did I like the Powerpuff Girls? It was fine. I didn't watch the show religiously, but I remember the show. Westway Hotel, what's going on? Alexis said she hasn't been on social media for almost a month. She turned off TikTok for a month. She's like been completely...
You're missing out.
She said, right now I'm reading the newspaper while listening to this. Oof. Just for fun. Would you want Ray to beat Dom? Nathaniel asked.
No
new Intercon. What about for the AAA Mega Championship?
No.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Ray at this point should not be beating Dom.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. Can we see the Super Bowl in Saudi Arabia in the distant future? Honestly, it's probably inevitable. That's probably going to happen. I mean,
surprise me.
With the way that we're going here, I wouldn't be shocked. Is it getting cold where we are? Yeah, but it's not freezing though. I mean, it's been cold in recent weeks, but it's not freezing.
Yeah, it's getting cold, but nothing. I mean, I think it's been maybe like 1 or 2 times it's been in the 30s, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, not too bad. Chris Faplander, amazing name. Do they still make newspapers? Yeah, they still make newspapers. They also said, RJ, how is Love Ziggler not on your team? I mean, he's on my team. He's not on your team because he's on my team.
It's an honorary mention.
I have Love Ziggler and Veer on my team too.
If anyone got hurt, Love Ziggler would be the first fill-in.
Oh, there you go. I mean, I have Tyreek on my team, but he has to fucking show up is the problem. I can't rely on the kid because he's never here. He'll show up and then he'll leave. He'll do a quick run and then leave. Random question, but Fernando asked, did you see and enjoy Sausage Party? I liked that movie when it first came out. It's dumb as fuck.
Trash movie.
It is not good. It is not. You didn't get through it even the first time you saw it?
We watched like the first 20 minutes and I was like, I'm like a stupid raunchy guy. And I thought it was just too much.
Did you see it when it came out or years later?
I saw it years later.
Okay, that's probably why. I feel like
I was a little bit more older when it came out.
Yeah,
that's movie stupid.
Yeah, I know. I saw it when it came out. I'm like, oh, this was funny. Then like there was that ending scene you probably missed. I'm not gonna.
Nope, didn't see that far.
You don't want to know. It's bad. I rewatched it. I think a few years ago. I'm like, Dad, this is terrible. Squirter said, what is Love Ziggler? You mean Dolph? Nope, not Dolph. Love Ziggler. Nope, meant Love Ziggler. Hey, listen, you had to be here. Someone's got to fill him in the chat. Sandlot, great movie. Forgot about Sandlot.
Sandlot's a good one. I honestly think it's a little overrated, but it's just Molly loves the Sandlot.
Interesting. It's a great movie. I just rewatched it last year. Phenomenal movie. Johnny asking, do you want to see Tiffany versus Andrea? He's talking about, did you see the whole Ludwig Kaiser, not controversy?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's dating, I think, the Spanish interviewer or whatever, their WWE Espanol team or whatever. He did Tiffany time, and Ludwig is no more.
Good for her. Good for him.
Dumping El Grande Americano. He's living the gimmick. Good for him. Who on the main roster do we see having a big push in 2026, be it men or women's? Be it in the men's or women's side? I don't know. I'll throw that one to you.
It's like a vague question. I mean, big push. I mean, Braun Breaker easily.
Yeah.
Women. I mean, Lyra, I feel like will have a good push next year.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go with those two.
Yeah, I could see Lyra probably winning the main women's championship. We already saw her as Intercontinental Champion. I could see her maybe winning the main women's title. I hope Julia has a better next year, but I'm not sure. I mean, she's done fine this year, but I would like to see her do more. Roxanne, heard she's getting a big push.
I don't want to jinx it, so I didn't say it.
Roxanne and Finn Balor, heard he was getting a big push too.
Yeah, no, I think Breaker will. I mean,
yeah, Breaker
probably, I assume.
Yeah, Breaker's a given. I could totally see that. All right, listen, I wanted to mention this before again to the WWE stuff. We kind of joked about it earlier. On Dynamite last night, kind of a nothing show, but this is worth mentioning. You said you caught the show, so you probably saw it yourself. AEW introducing another new championship. It is the international title. No. I'm sorry.
It's the national title.
I'm sorry. I'm making the same mistake that Excalibur did. We have a new national championship. We already had the international title. They already had too many championships as it was. And I'll throw it to you in a second because I know there was we took some notes on the show last night. Got to pull up the quote, got to pull up the book, got to pull up the notes. But they are introducing a new championship. They are crowning it in a casino gauntlet at Full Gear in a couple of weeks. We already had too many titles as it was. They merged the international championship with the continental title to make the unified championship. And they're bringing in another championship for God knows what fucking reason, although they already have the TNT title among many other championships. Anyway, I don't know what purpose this is supposed to serve. This seems like a complete waste of time, a waste of hardware. Who gives a shit? I laughed when I saw that. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Because you DM me with the post and you said why. And I'm like, I don't know. What a waste. I have no idea. So before I throw it to you with something else that was said on Dynamite last night, can I get your 2 cents on the all-new national, not international, championship?
I don't get it. Is it just trying to get to the point that everyone has a belt? I mean,
yeah. You don't have
the
a
Ring of
belt?
Honor championships on there. You have all the CMLL, the trios, tag team. It's to the point. It's not special when everyone has a belt. I don't know. The whole point was like merging the belts, and then now they're pretty much introducing what like the Continental Championship was to begin with.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
They said,
I mean, it's Tony's fucking pacifier. Just go straight to titles and 200 grand, 1,000 gauntlet all-star classics. It's just, I don't know.
Dude, they're doing $1 million 6-man tag team match at Full Gear for $1 million between the Bucks and I think it's Omega and Jurassic Express versus the Bucks and Josh Alexander. Winning team gets $1 million. I didn't mind. Listen, I sat here. I have egg in my face currently. I sat here and defended. I hate the money matches, but I sat here and defended the money match they did at WrestleDream. You said, but why? I said, it makes sense. They need the money. They can go for the money, and then they can lose. Guess what? They're doing another one anyway. Like, why? What are we doing here? It makes no sense, okay? But, yeah, it is funny, like you said. They literally had the international championship. That title was defended internationally. This championship is also defended, the big difference here, I think it's also defended internationally. So I don't really know what the difference is. I'm not really sure why we're getting the same title in different font. Seems like a complete waste to me, but it is worth mentioning. On the show last night, there was one very specific quote. I don't have it written down, Mr. Marceau. Can you share what was said on commentary during the Mina Shirakawa Megan Bayne match by Tony Storm?
Yeah, I was just flipping through the channels. I said I have YouTube TV, don't have Disney right now, so not a lot of channels at my disposal. Want to watch the basketball game, couldn't watch it, through Dynamite on. So, might as well, got the show tomorrow. Might as well just tune in and see what's going on. So obviously, like I said, Mina Shirakawa versus Megan Bayne. Tony Storm is on commentary, obviously. And this quote came out to me. I was going to show my nephew AEW next week, family friendly. And she said, and I quote, Excalibur, why don't you do commentary on one of my orgies sometime? Felt like that was a great line. It added a lot to the match, and I then turned the show off and said, what am I doing?
This is what happens when Disney can't work out a deal with YouTube TV. You're subjected to watch Dynamite and hear stuff like that. But it is, as you mentioned, did you highlight that part? I don't know if you did. That it's Ricochet did an interview 2 months ago saying ticket prices are more affordable because the product is extremely family friendly. Very family friendly.
It is.
And remember, they did say, you know, you could do commentary on Tony Storm's orgy, of course, because that your nephew would love to hear about that. You're probably getting a lot of questions. What is this? What is that? What's an orgy? Whatever. So just be prepared for that. And then, of course, the PSA that we'll never forget. You got to get this on a T-shirt. Make sure to trim your bushes. Bitches were going all out. So if anyone was wondering what they missed on Dynamite last night, that was the grand quote from Miss Tony Storm that you missed on Dynamite last night. Saturday night's main event this past week. We had quite a bit going on. 2 championships changing hands. One was a vacant title, but we did have 2 new champions crowned. But going into that show, there was a lot of chatter about the attendance for said show. I think they were in Salt Lake City for SmackDown and Saturday night's main event the next day. Attendance was not what they were hoping it would be for Saturday night's main event. It was like 4,000 or 5,000 people. SmackDown was even lower than that. I think pictures were being shared, and it came out that WWE was reportedly disappointed by the numbers that they did for that show. And there's been a lot of talk recently about upcoming shows, and the shows aren't selling as quickly. If you look at the tickets for, let's say, like Raw, for example, coming up in the next few weeks, far from a sold-out show. We would hear every single week, oh, Raw sold out, Raw sold out, Raw sold out, pay-per-view sold out, whatever. That has not been the case in quite some time. And we are reaching a point where people are starting to ask the question, which I have here in the headline for today's show, is the WWE bubble maybe not burst now, but are we rapidly approaching that point where WWE, as we've talked about this like every couple of months now for the last year, are they starting to ask too much of their viewers to pay to attend these shows, let alone like SmackDown numbers were down viewership-wise? I mean, listen, that doesn't surprise me. Raw's numbers on Netflix are not great. I would be shocked if they were still on Netflix in 5 years. But like Dynamite numbers are down. All numbers are down across the board. It's no excuse, but that's an issue with all the shows, so it's not even really about that. I'm talking specifically attendance here, because the WWE numbers ratings-wise have been down year over year for the last 15 years, but attendance was way up until they started jacking up the prices. So, Mr. Marceau, I ask you, do you think the bubble is maybe not burst yet, but we are about to burst this bubble for WWE? And if so, or why not, why do you think that is?
I think it's got a couple leaks in the foundation.
Okay. Good way to put it.
I think the problem, like you said, is I think it's getting too expensive, especially for what we're getting. Obviously TKO, I mean, with UFC, I think it's a little bit different. They're not traveling. Obviously, it's not a weekly show. They're not doing multiple shows in the same city. I think they kind of got greedy with the whole. They kind of came in at the right time, like Bloodline. Everything was kind of hot. I think it started to cool down from where it was, and like I said, they're charging a lot of money to go to these Raws and SmackDowns where you can just watch them on TV, and it's not like everything's really must see. It's not like product definitely isn't as hot as it was. Obviously, they're trying to use the Cena stuff to kind of prop stuff up, but I mean. I haven't looked at ticket prices in a while. I can only imagine. I'm just going to pop up on here and see like what Raw is this Monday. It's in Boston. Yep. Cena's last time in Boston. They're probably ticket prices are through the roof, which I think that one may be a little bit more understandable. Probably the last time you'll see John Cena. I don't even know if he'll be wrestling. So
yeah,
whatever. But like the tickets are expensive. They have tickets in the balcony for $72. That's not horrible. I honestly expect them to be a little bit higher, but yeah, I think especially when you're doing SmackDown, then another show in the same city, I mean, you can tell by just attendance numbers that they've obviously shifted. But I also, like I said, I think they also touring. It's just the product. It's not as hot, so you can't be expecting people to pay as much. When the product's hot, yeah, I get like you can charge a little bit more because people are more entertained to go. But I mean, you can't be charging an arm and a leg to go to a show that's pretty forgettable normally.
Yeah, well, I think what do you think the biggest difference is, between now and a year and a half ago? Because we were not having this issue. This was not an issue like 5 years ago. We're not even talking 5 years ago. We're literally talking 1 year ago. Like they were boasting about every single week. Sell out, whatever. Only in the last year since the Netflix move and they've kind of upped the amount of events they're doing. Saturday night's main event, I thought we'll get into the show in a little bit, but I actually thought the show was good. The pacing was a lot better than any of the NBC specials because they didn't have to deal with commercials. They did do commercials, but it was after each match. It was basically like a mini PLE. But they have PLEs now, if you add in those, like twice a month. We had that one last weekend. We have Survivor Series up in a few weeks. And then another Saturday Night's Main Event in December. Now, that attendance won't be an issue because it's John Cena's last match. It's obviously an attraction. But what do you think the solution is ultimately? Is it lowering prices, which I honestly, that is a solution, but that's not going to fucking happen. You think TKO is going to go out and do all these interviews and be like, oh yeah, like this is the nature of the business. Like we have to make things more expensive. Like they were justifying it. Aria Emanuel was, Mark Shapiro, all these people in interviews saying like, oh yeah, it makes sense for us to raise our ticket prices, which is completely ridiculous. Kind of shitting on the Vince regime, saying, oh yeah, he was more family friendly. We don't run things that way. Do you think it's making the tickets more affordable, or is it like what you mentioned, a really hot angle or a really hot star that will get people back in the buildings and make you want to feel like, okay, Raw's coming to my town on Monday. I could watch it on TV, but I have to experience this in person.
It's a little bit of both. I think it's a mixed bag. I mean, I think if tickets are more affordable, I think even if the product wasn't as hot, you'd still be more inclined to, oh, Raw's coming, might as well just go to the show. But when the tickets are expensive and it's not a really great product or it's nothing really great, exciting happening, I mean, I think it goes hand in hand. I mean, even when the product wasn't great, I mean, I would still probably go to, like I said, during the Vince era, like I would still probably go to Raw or SmackDown when they came to Boston Province because it was more affordable.
Yeah.
Even if I knew the show was gonna be great, you still got like just the in-ring stuff and like you're live, you get the pyro, you get like the in the house atmosphere. So I mean, but like you said, I remember last time I looked, I mean, like I said, these tickets are definitely down from last time I looked, but like I feel like the last time they came to Boston, it was like $150 a ticket. I'm like, I'm paying $300 to go to SmackDown or Raw.
To watch what? Fucking
the same match. The problem is it's the same matches every week. It's like I can just watch on Netflix. Like I can skip stuff if I don't want to watch it. Like the problem is the product is just, I feel like they went too much in on like the Cena last year and they forgot about everything else.
Yeah, within this calendar year, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. You're telling me that you don't want to pay $300 to watch Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Fenix versus the MFTs or some sort of combination of that every single week on SmackDown?
Nope.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, listen, I think the thing is, I think I also want to emphasize this as well. I'm not shitting on the company. I think there's actually a lot of stuff they're doing right now I like, and I will take any Raw or SmackDown in 2025 over any Raw and SmackDown from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Any late era Vince fucking show, these shows are way better. But I think to what you're saying, they're not hot enough to get away with charging that amount of money. At least those shows years ago, they were fucking awful. I mean, I think I was talking about this the other day on a stream or something. We went to the final Raw of 2019. Okay,
the wedding.
You know this very well. The Lana Bobby Lashley wedding. Okay. It was awful. I don't even know if I could really tell you what else was on that show. And you know I have the memory, like an amazing memory. I don't even think I could tell you what else we watched on the show. I tried to blur all of it out. I remember the wedding, unfortunately. We had our suits and everything. We were good to go. That show was terrible. What an apt way to finish off one of WWE's weakest decades, creatively, financially, whatever. But at least we went. I mean, those tickets, I got those tickets. I want to say I probably have the receipt somewhere. I'm sure if I look back. For like $25. Now, we weren't sitting ringside, but for me, I'm of the mindset, I'm different, but I just like to be in the building. I like getting good seats, but sometimes I just like being in the building, and that was my mindset for that show. And we got like me, you, and I think 4 other people that were with us, and we were there. I would never do that today. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, the amount that they're charging for these shows when you were getting the same matches each and every week. Do you think it's just a case of, and we kind of heard this a lot last year, they're playing it safe? Like, these shows are good, but they're not like must-see. And I feel like they do need to make them more must-see and unpredictable. Like, for every Vision betrayal that you get another month or two of just like formulaic booking where it doesn't feel like anything is really happening.
Yeah, no, like you said, I feel like you said, it's not overly hot, so it's not like anything crazy. I mean, like you said, the problem, and I mean, I think there's also, like you said, like it's very formulaic, but even like when we've had a few shocks, I feel like people also have been then like Jey winning the Rumble was a huge shock and people were like pissed.
Yeah, well,
so
that was
like,
that.
You just go safe and just go chalk.
Yeah.
So like I think it's a little bit of both. Is like you kind of, I mean, we're going to talk about Saturday Night's Main Event, but I feel like they had a chance to like maybe do something out of the formula that I think people would have really enjoyed, but they went chalk and didn't because they just went with what they know. So, I mean, like I said, I think the product just isn't as hot right now. They whiffed on the whole Cena retirement thing. They're trying to kind of get back to it, but from when he turned heel till now, I feel like it's kind of realistically been a waste. I mean, really haven't got a lot out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this tournament, maybe we'll get something good at the end, but like I feel like they were, like I said, this year's a wash. We have Cena retiring, but everything else I feel like is kind of falling on the wayside. We talked about it back in August. I think at this point, I think it's safe to say the feud of the year for WWE is Lyra versus Becky.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even name you another great feud they had, and that like ended in terror. Like it ended awfully. Like Bayley interfered. Lyra's kind of been spinning her wheel. She's been with Bayley. Becky hasn't done anything really since that. Like all of this great matches and promos to build them up, and then they really haven't done anything since.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into like the best of the year, feuds of the year, but it's going to be hard for me to kind of come up with these categories when there really aren't a lot of great feuds to speak of. What, John Cena and Cody Rhodes for a lot of the shitty segments they had together, that shitty-ass Mania match, for as great as that SummerSlam match was, for even though Cody Rhodes had to use a bazooka to beat John Cena, that Mania match was terrible. Travis Scott, The Rock, hey, I have not forgotten, guys. I haven't forgotten about that, and that was 6-7 months ago. But Nick brings up a good point. He said, I haven't watched WWE in a few weeks. I fully watched Raw this week. I couldn't believe that the same stories did not change. Also, Becky repeating the same lines week in and week out is old as hell. He said, I just want fresh stories and big moments again. I just want to tune in. I want to be tuned in. It's just hard to watch when it's the same matches or predictable. I agree with all of that, but I will take out, though, I mean, I'm just nitpicking here and everyone's different. I think the Becky stuff is actually one of the better parts of the show. I think Becky's doing a great job.
I was just saying, I think, honestly, I would agree. I think her new character, especially this year, I feel like she's really revitalized her character. I thought, like, I know a lot of people, like, don't like the entrance music. I love the entrance music.
Me too.
I like that. I like her new kind of persona. They said, obviously, they're still kind of doing the her and Maxine Dupree thing, but no, I mean, I think she's probably one of the more brighter spots on Raw right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Dom and Ray stuff this week. That was something different, at least.
Yep.
That was good. But we got, like, the Judgment Day versus whoever they face. Like, come on. Like that shit needs to go. Like, Sheamus and Rusev, we got, like, 1,000 times. We get Penta versus some random guy.
Oh, God.
Whoever he's facing every week, it's like, that's the shit that we're talking about. When we get the Vision versus, like, Jay and Punk and LA Knight, like that shit's just like, come on, like you gotta shit it off the pot. I mean, I know they're building all these people up to be in War Games, but like, come on, like you can't give me something better.
To add to that, I do like some of the stuff that you mentioned. There's other stuff I just have not given a shit about. Hunter said Raw has good feud, SmackDown doesn't. Raw is an objectively better show than SmackDown, but Raw's not perfect. I mean,
SmackDown's literally you could say terrible, and I might agree with you. It is so unwatchable. It's not even funny.
I mean, we'll get to Saturday Night's main event, but the stuff they did with that world title picture right now is just terrible. The Cody Drew stuff, I think the feud has been good, but that outcome was absolute ass. Well, I'll get into that in a second, but I just want to finish on this point before we move forward. As far as the stuff that they're doing differently and whatever, the Becky stuff I'm really liking. I mean, Nick said, "Oh, you aren't tired of hearing the Sports Illustrated says so, the Bleacher Report says so." She says that for heat, so that doesn't bother me.
Exactly. That's like it's like her like shtick.
Yeah. But I will give her credit. She's actually made me care about the Maxine Dupree thing. I actually care about that. I think their matches have been good. She's gotten Maxine Dupree over. I actually like that. What I don't like is the Judgment Day vortex. There's 2 different vortexes on Raw right now that are all over the show, and they're fucking awful. The Judgment Day, are we teasing tension? Are we not teasing tension? Got old 2 years ago. It is 2025. The group debuted 3.5 years ago. We need to stop. We need to stop with the Judgment Day. Will they, won't they? Fucking stop. I don't know if they're waiting until Liv is coming back. I don't care. Blow it up. Move Dom out on his own.
The worst part is they've been teasing tension since like actual decent tension between the group since Mania. It was fucking 6 months ago when Dom beat fucking Finn, and they've been teasing it since. Like, we're gonna kick him out. Oh, we're gonna do it. No, and then they bring Roxanne in. Like they need to move on.
They really need to move on
at this point, especially because outside of Dom, realistically, the group's a bunch of losers. Who cares? Let's move on.
Yep. No, I like the group, but they've gotten everything they can out of it times 10. They put the belts on them 10 times, the tag titles on them 10 times. Stop. We need to move on. It's not interesting. It's not interesting. And again, I'm not shitting on the state of the company. I'm just saying that a lot of this stuff does not work. And I am shocked. I am shocked that you did not say the worst part about Raw right now. You did say it earlier. You didn't say it just now. What we need to stop right now, El Grande Americano. Listen,
I
man.
did say before.
You
honestly,
did say it earlier.
It is channel-changing terribleness.
Why? You said so. You had on the tip of your tongue. You were like, "Oh, whoever Penta's facing every week. You know who Penta's facing every week. You know who Dragon Lee's facing every week. You know who fucking AJ Styles is facing every week. El Grande Americano. How much development have we gotten with these guys in the last 6 months? Zero. And I would maybe say, if I was a WWE cultist, I would maybe say, and I have said this not to defend it, but I'm thinking maybe they've dragged it on for this long because they didn't finish the Rey Mysterio feud. They were supposed to do Grande and Rey at WrestleMania. So maybe they're holding out on it until Rey comes back. We can finish up the feud. They can unmask him, do a mask and mask match, have Rey beat him, and then we move on. Maybe. Even now, I was like, okay, this shit is old. Having fucking Dunn and Bate in the masks, garbage, man. Who gives a shit? Maybe. And guess what? Rey came back this week, came back after 6-7 months away, and went after Dominic Mysterio. They completely ignored the fucking Rey Mysterio Grande Americano feud. That's who he was feuding with. That's who injured him 6 months ago. Why would he? I like the Dom stuff. I do. I don't mind that. They want to have them face in San Diego at Survivor Series. Awesome. But why would Rey come back for anyone but Grande? You know why? Because no one fucking cares. And that's fine, but then why is Grande still here? Ludwig coming out with the mask on? Ole! Like,
so
no
bad.
one gives
It's
a
so
shit.
Bad.
It's bad, man. We need to move on.
No, I agree.
It's bad. And listen, I know Nick said, that's another maybe potential excuse. They're waiting for Chad to come back. They can't, man. They can't
at this point. You got to pull the plug.
They got to pull the plug. Chad played the role great. And I was a big fan of this stuff when they first started doing it. It was funny and it got heat. But now they're doing it at the expense. Like Penta is stuck in the Grande vortex. They announced that match on social media before Raw went live this week. And I said, why the fuck are we still getting this match? Why are we still getting this? Penta gains nothing from beating this man. What is the end game? Are they going after the tag titles? It's terrible. It's awful. And all of this to say, I am glad that business is dipping for this company. And I don't want to say I want to see them go out of business. I would never say that about AEW either as far as business, whatever. I don't want to see them go out of business. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm glad their attendance is dipping. I'm glad their viewership is dipping. Because we said this a month or so ago when the report came out. It forces them to do better. Clearly, AEW is not enough of a motivator because they have their own fucking issues right now with attendance and people getting hurt and their own creative being fucking terrible. Clearly, that their existence is not enough for WWE to do better. They've been so lazy. That's really the word that we could use. They've been so lazy creatively for so long now, and there's so much about the shows I still like. I don't not like the shows. I enjoy the shows. But the biggest word you could use to describe this company right now is complacent. They're so fucking complacent.
Yeah, it's so complacent. But like you said, that's just, like I said, I feel like they looked at this year. They put, Triple H, they showed it on Untold. They put it right on the big fucking board. 2025. They put John Cena's retirement. What else are we going to do? Nothing. They put all their eggs in the John Cena fucking retirement, and it's flopped. And like you said, the only thing that's really saving them is that people obviously want to see John Cena the last time. So that's kind of just been, like you said, keeping the boat afloat. But like you said, everything else, SmackDown is fucking unwatchable bad. And Raw, like you said, there's some decent stuff, but like you said, the El Grande Americano shit needs to stop. Penta, there's wasting. The Judgment Day needs to go. They shouldn't get off the pot with the fucking Vision at this point. No. Are they going to win or are they not? Like, Paul Heyman. He's with Jey Uso. No, Braun Breaker Spear. Like, it just, I don't care.
Listen, man, I completely agree. I didn't mention that either, but I like Jey. I'm not like, we mentioned, off the Jey train, whatever. The booking of Jey recently, like the character stuff is great. That match on Saturday fucking sucked. I'm sorry. That match with Punk was not good, and I'm glad Jey did not win. We talked about that last week. Fucking Tyreek is popping in here for 2 seconds, and he's saying that we're on a tear. He also said, hi, RJ. That is for anyone asking what Love Ziggler's all about, you can ask Tyreek, but you can't because he's already gone, all right? Tyreek is more over than half of the shit on Monday Night Raw right now, and that is not a stretch. Oh, and there he's got the peace emoji, too. Tyreek, you're over. 90% of what we see on Raw and SmackDown is not. But listen, back to the Bloodline stuff. It's 2025. Why are we still doing Jey versus
Only
Jimmy?
in the top of the 8th.
That's being generous. I think if you ask Paul Heyman, he would probably tell you it's still in the 5th. I mean, why are we still doing Jey and Jimmy, Roman and Jey? Like, we got the reunion last year. It was great. It was great. Going into Bloodline, or into War Games, Bloodline, War Games, whatever. It was fun. They completed that story. They did Roman and Solo. Don't really care about the feud, but they blew it off at the Raw Netflix premiere. That was the peak. That was it. The peak was really when Roman was champion, but like that was the big culmination. But we still have the MFTs, and I like the MFTs, but a lot of people don't give a shit. It's not working. And then you have Jey, Jimmy, and Roman on Raw beefing, oh, you can't get the job done. Roman like saying to Jey, you can't get the guy won the world title 6 months ago. What do you mean he can't get the job done? What are you fucking talking about? I'm like, oh, you don't have that killer instinct. I go, is this 2020? Like, we're just getting the same shit. It's the same story. They're literally just rinse, recycle, repeat. It's the same thing. I don't get it. I really don't understand. They got to stop with the lazy booking. I mean, you mentioned the Vision. They do that awesome angle on that Australia Raw right after Crown Jewel. Breaker destroys Rollins. Gets a big buzz. We were like, oh, okay, this is cool. Guess what the follow-up is? Breaker is not even in the Battle Royal. Doesn't even get to win the world title. They put it on Punk, which I think is better than Jey. But, like, Breaker is nowhere near the world title. Instead, they're setting up for a War Games match I could give two shits about. I really fucking Logan Paul, who gives a shit? Who cares? Why would he even be in there? He has nothing to do with any of these people. That makes no sense. But instead,
Rollins got hurt.
But then you pivot and do a different match in War Games. Or wait. You don't do War Games. I know. Listen. I know. I get it. The women's War Games.
November.
I think. What'd you say?
It's November. They have to.
They don't have to do a men's one just because I don't care what's between your legs, okay? Just do the women's one. The women's one at least makes more sense. I will say, we talk about shit that we like or don't like on the show right now. The women's tag title stuff is actually great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the stuff with Bayley and Lyra, Alexa and Charlotte, and the Kabuki Warriors, and Rhea and Io when they were on the show a few weeks ago was actually really, really good. So honestly, like the women's War Games stuff I kind of shitted on a month ago, they've made sense. So it doesn't feel as forced. I'm actually on board with it. That makes sense. Just do one. Why do we need one for the men and the women? Just do whatever makes sense. We don't need one for the men. We don't need one for the men this year. It's a complete fucking waste, especially when you look at Raw every single week. You talk about rinse, wash, repeat, copy, and paste. What was this week's main event? CM Punk and Jey Uso versus The Vision. Week before, LA Knight and Jey Uso versus The Vision. CM Punk versus Jey Uso. Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso.
The week before was Kabuki Warriors versus Bliss and Charlotte, but
literally, yes. That was the one week where they did not put The Vision in the main event. Otherwise, it's the same match. It's the same match. And this week's main event ended in a fucking double count out because they want to protect all of them. Guess what? Don't do the match. Stop.
Check my notes. If do a double count, it means don't do the match. There you go.
Oh my God. I can't. We'll talk about Saturday night's main event here because we're getting into it anyway. So we'll discuss it here. End of that rant. Although I'm not really done ranting here. On Saturday, I actually thought it was one of the better installments of the show that we got because the pacing of the other ones was terrible. They would cut to commercial. We would only see like 2 minutes of the match. Now it's on Peacock exclusively, so you get the commercials after the match. Jade is new champion. Jade Cargill beating Tiffany for the WWE Women's World title, whatever, just for the WWE Women's title. Match was a complete squash, but Jade had to win. We talked about it last week. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of Jade and her development and stuff, totally understandable, but she had to win. I mean, she already lost 3 other times to Tiffany. She had to win here. Thankfully, she did. Dominic retained his IC title against Rusev and Penta. They lose every single time they challenge for that title, so nothing really new there. CM Punk beat Jey to win the vacant world title. I like the outcome. I know you were pushing for Jey. It would be something different. I said last week, if Jey wins the title, then what? Like, it's just, he's not that guy for me right now. He was earlier this year. I was totally on board with Jey winning the Rumble after he did, and then winning the title. I was on board with that. Now, not so much. I am glad Punk won the belt. The match was terrible. I'm sorry. The match sucked. Jey did not look good. It was not a great match. And then Cody beat Drew to retain that title. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, Drew McIntyre, I put it out on Twitter after the match, is the biggest loser. WWE's biggest loser right now is Drew McIntyre. No one talks a bigger game than him, only to lose whenever it matters most. And he lost again after bringing a belt into the match that cost him in the end. I don't know what they're supposed to be doing with that title. I know Nick asked, do we want to see Cody get stripped and give it to someone else? You don't strip Cody of the belt, you have him get beat. But Drew should have won on Saturday. He should have won at WrestlePalooza. And he lost both times. And guess what they're going to do instead? Have him continue to chase the championship and do Drew and Cody again for a third time or a triple threat at Survivor Series. No thanks. No one gives a shit. Just fucking end it. I don't know. So some good, some bad from Saturday night's main event, Mr. Marceau. Your overall impressions of the show and any top takeaways that you have.
Like you said, I think it was definitely better than the ones on NBC just because the pacing was a lot better. Jade needed a win. I didn't care it was a squash. Like you said, at that point, if she didn't win, she might as well just go to NXT or just not wrestle ever again. Like she needed a win. So I'm glad she won there. Drew losing, oh my, so dumb. And like you said, that's just the straight gotta go safe, gotta have Cody on top. God forbid Cody loses, so Cody wins. Dumb finish. Dom winning. I mean, like you said, no different than any other Raw. Beat Rusev and Penta in a 3-way. Decent match, but the outcome was never in question. Then we get the main event. Like you said, I didn't think it was a great wrestled match at all. Can we move on from the Punk finish though? We get it. He had some of the GTS, falls down on a knee, and then he falls on GTS. That was so not you knew it was coming, and then he did it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, move on. That's another thing. A lot of the matches are very formulaic, a lot of finishers, and just what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall it was a better show. But like I said, the Drew losing, I just laughed. I'm like, what? Like I said, Nag's gonna continue. He's probably gonna continue feuding with Cody. Why? Just to lose again?
But even I ask you this though, even if he does win at some point, would it be?
Who cares?
I was gonna say, who would even care? Who cares?
The problem is he's only going to hold it at this point. He's not going to Mania with the belt.
Probably not.
So he's going to hold it for a cup of coffee. You could have done, like I said, you could have done WrestlePalooza, and then maybe, like you said, at least you hold the belt for a little bit. At this point, we're already in November. What's he going to win the belt for a month and lose it? Whee!
I could see him winning it at Survivor Series and then losing it back to Cody at Saturday Night's Main Event 2 weeks later. At that point, what's the point? Who cares? If Cody beats him 3 matches out of 4, then who gives a shit?
But why would he? The thing is, he lost again. Why would he even get a chance to win? The problem is, why would he even get another title shot? He lost again.
Realistically, he should not get another shot because he's done nothing to earn it. He has lost twice through his own admission. He's cheated, and then Cody backfired his interference or whatever the fuck, his involvement of the chair, and then Cody beat him. From a booking standpoint, as to why they would do it again, because they have no one else. You look at the SmackDown roster right now, who else do you put in that spot? Jacob Fatu got hurt. Orton is still on vacation or something. Where the fuck did he go off to? I mean, where the fuck has he been? But then that's it. They have no one else. The SmackDown main event scene is dire. It is desolate. There is no one else there except for Cody and Drew. And they could have made Cody and Drew. You had one job. You could have made Cody and Drew interesting. And it was interesting. I was looking forward to the feud. But they've had Cody win both times. Decisively. Because Drew, God, it pissed me off so fucking much watching that. I knew Cody was going to win. We talked about it last week. I said, I don't want to say that Cody's going to win. I knew it was going to happen, but it still fucking pissed me off. Drew should have won. Drew really should have won. But he'll win it next time. And I will care.
When no one cares. At that point, we've already moved on.
Yeah, no, it's hard to give a shit. It really is hard to give a shit. I don't even know what to say about the Drew stuff because it's we're at a point now where shit or get off the pot, like you said earlier, and we're off the pot. They didn't shit. They have to get off the pot. Move on. Just put someone else in that spot, whether it be Sami Zayn. Do not put Solo Sikoa back in that spot. I don't know what you're going to do, but you can't go back to Cody and Drew. Drew's got to move on. He got to take some time off, repackage him or something. It's just not working at this point because they just book him like a loser. When you book someone to lose that many times, they are a loser. I don't want to hear this nonsense that, they look good in defeat. Oh, it was because of this. It was because of that. When you lose every single time when it matters most, you're a fucking loser. At least Jey Uso won a world title this year. Drew hasn't won shit. I don't know. The whole Drew thing I've just kind of given up on, but the overall show was good. Like you said, I enjoyed the show. Honestly, the best part of the show was when they announced what we talked about earlier, the John Cena tournament. Now, this has been rumored for a while, so this is not a surprise. They announced a John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. Coming up this coming Monday on Raw, they are starting this, and it's going to be people from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and people who don't even work here. And for anyone, I don't think anyone here watching this, tuning in, listen, dumb people do not watch our show. We don't have dumb people who listen. You guys are all smart. None of you can actually honestly believe, this includes Mr. Marceau, that this tournament will include Edge.
Yes.
The amount of people like, oh, Edge. They put up John Cena versus Edge on YouTube this week, the story of. I'm like, you people are so dumb. They're not putting Edge in the tournament. Jericho won't even be in it. Like, one, he's not even under contract yet. And two, first of all, are people stupid? Like, do you know how a tournament works? They're doing a tournament on Raw and SmackDown going into his last match. So Edge, let's say he's not under contract. He is. But let's say he's not. Edge comes back. He makes his grand return on Raw. Okay. Makes his return on Raw and wrestles the next week against Rusev, even though Edge never really wrestled on TV in the first place. And then he faces Sheamus, and then he goes on to face John Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event. Why is that even a match that people want to see at this point? They're almost 50. The match would probably not be that good anyway. I'm like, no, that's stupid. It's not going to happen, so people need to shut the fuck up about that.
Who's the person that's going to be that doesn't even work here?
Okay, well, we're going to get into that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull up the roster. We're going to have a little game here, and everyone watching, everyone tuning in live can let us know. I have to fucking get a pen if I can. Oh, God, I got to pull out a pencil instead. Hold on. Shit. Probably should have been prepared. I'm going to write down the names that we think could be in this tournament. All right? So we already know 4 of them. I will literally pull out the notes for this. We already know 4 of them, that being Damian Priest. So we have Priest, that's 1. He is facing next week Rusev. And we're also getting next week Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura. Why he is in this, I have no idea. Because I know he beat Cena years ago, but honestly, does anyone honestly want to see Cena and Shinsuke? Probably not. We will start there, though, with the question you just asked. Who do you think? Well, I mean, I have answers, but I'm curious what you think. Who do you think who doesn't work here could be in this tournament that you would want to see, that you would think would make sense?
I mean, Jeff Hardy, I think, makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, yeah. So we'll write down Jay Hardy. That brings us up to 5, and it's worth noting we got 16 slots to fill in this tournament. So let's say you get 2 TNA people. You have Jeff Hardy would be sick. I don't think Jeff Hardy will be in it, but we're fantasy booking here. That's what this is all about, okay? You have Jeff Hardy, and I will include someone else from TNA. You either have Joe Hendry, who's talked about John Cena ad nauseum.
Nick Nemeth.
Who?
Nick Nemeth.
Nick Nemeth or Matt Cardona. I would say Matt Cardona, because I feel like he just appeared in NXT recently. I'm going to say Cardona. I could see Cardona being in it. I'll put down Cardona.
You can put him down.
There we go. If we are missing anyone at the end, like we're really desperate to fill this thing out, I will put in Nick Nemeth. I feel like he won't be in it, because I feel like he has said before, like he wants nothing to do with the whole WWE partnership, because he was just there. Which I agree with, but I could see him maybe being in it. So that brings us up to 6. Who else do you think could be in the tournament? I would put Miz in there and Mello. I mean, Miz has history with Cena, and Mello is a fresh face. So, I mean, that would bring you up to 8, but that's half of them.
Solo's got to be in there.
Solo. I mean, he also has that unavenged
He's literally
win.
one of the last people to beat John Cena. He should be in the tournament.
Yep, he should be in the tournament. So that brings us up to 9. Who else from Raw and SmackDown would make sense? Or at least, like, to fill a spot. I mean, Damian Priest has no history with John Cena, but I could see, like, Finn Balor being in there or something like that.
Okay.
All right. Now, the other question is, what's going on with Dom and Cena? I know we talked about this last week. I don't want to see that be for the title. Are we getting that match still at Survivor Series, do you think? And if we do, is it for the title? And also, we talked about earlier, Rey Mysterio's back. So is he getting
Ray and Dom at Survivor Series?
Is Dom even in this tournament, you think? Or do we just completely forego Dominic Mysterio?
I mean, do you put Ray and Dominic in the tournament and then just happen to be they both win their first match and then their match at Survivor Series is like a tournament match?
I like that. Let me put Dominic in there.
I think Ray should be in it too, obviously.
Yeah, he has history with John Cena. He has to avenge that hour-long title reign that he had from
Exactly.
that was John Cena's. We talked about John Cena's heel turn this year. John Cena's real heel turn for you and everyone else was in 2011 when he beat Rey Mysterio to win back the title after an hour. You got to put Gunther in here, right? I think Gunther could win the whole thing. We've talked about that
Gunther
before.
should be in it, yeah.
All right, Gunther. So we got Rusev, Sheamus, Priest, Shinsuke. That's obvious. We know those. That's 4. Jeff Hardy is 5. Cardona is 6. Miz 7. Mello 8. Solo 9. Balor 10. Dominic Ray Gunther is up to 13.
Did we say anyone from NXT?
Oh, yeah. We got to have someone from NXT. I mean, I know people have fantasy booked Femi, but you don't put Femi in there unless he wins. I don't think.
That's true.
So, Javon? I don't know. Ethan Page? I would
I'd
say
put Javon in.
Javon, okay. I would say 2 people from NXT. So we'll put Javon. And then who else from NXT, you think? If we had to have a second person.
I like Ethan Page.
Okay. He could also eat a loss, and I think he'd be perfectly fine. So we have one more slot left. And I'm not including fucking AAA. I mean, no one from AAA is winning. So unless Vikingo's in this thing and we see him on Raw Wrestling, which I don't think is going to happen. I would not waste a spot on Grande Americano. That would just be stupid. I already ranted about that a few minutes ago. Penta, I know he has no history with Cena, but I feel like it'd be cool to see him.
It's got to be Edge, right?
Stop. No, it's not Edge. You're wrong. It's Adam Copeland. It's Cope. Let's go.
See, people keep saying like it can't be Edge because but Edge is not a AEW wrestler. Adam Copeland is.
That's ridiculous. If Edge shows up, you know what? I quit. Take the show. You can run the reins every single week. I'm done. You guys will never hear from me again. If Edge is in this tournament, you will never hear from me again. You can clip that.
I'm trying to think like an older, would Orton be in it? I feel like Orton should be in it. I guess he already did face Cena this year. It probably shouldn't be anyone he's already faced.
Yeah, and that includes Punk or Cody and people like that.
Other people.
Drew?
Is there anyone else that's like a rival of his from like the last yesteryear that's not under contract? Some of that, like, I'm not saying it's like the greatest thing ever, but like they could be in it.
It's
Big Show, I'm assuming. Big Show, Kane.
Yeah, no. Kane's running the city right now. Big Show can't even walk, let alone wrestle.
Like JBL, I don't know.
JBL would be interesting. I mean, he doesn't really wrestle nowadays, but he's a big rival of Cena's. Not Booker T. Booker T doesn't. I think he's retired.
No, thank you.
You don't want him on commentary?
Oh my god. The fact that he's still on commentary is crazy to me.
Yeah, I know. He's awful on commentary. Hunter said Aleister Black and Dragunov. I would not put Dragunov in there if he's not like he's a champion. I know he said Dominic, but
yeah,
Black maybe, but he's lost a bit recently, so maybe. Joe, Eric said Joe. Samoa Joe, because he's in another company right now. Not Joe Hendry. Maybe Joe Hendry, but we already said Hardy and Cardona. I mean, maybe Nemeth, but I would put 2 people from TNA, 2 people from NXT, which is what we did. Who else is like Cena's rivals from like the last, like, say, 10, 15 years? This is a great one. Alexa said, not Big Show, please. What did you say?
Wade Barrett?
Fuck you. I was going to say Wade Barrett, and when I read her chat, I was going to say someone said Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's not going to be in this fucking tournament. Or no, he said, I'd rather see Kurt in this tournament than Matt Cardona. Kurt, again, the guy could barely wrestle 6-7 years ago. He's not wrestling in this tournament.
Guy could barely walk to the ring, let alone wrestle.
I know. Matt Cardona will not win the tournament. What'd you say?
Wade Barrett's a good one.
You know what? We'll put down Barrett. We'll put down Wade Barrett with a little asterisk. He can be like, I mean, I know the whole, they don't work here. I mean, he works there, but he hasn't wrestled in years. And first of all, I think he can still wrestle, unlike Kurt Angle. And second of all, he has to get revenge for when the Nexus got buried by John Cena at SummerSlam 2010. So I like that. All right, so here's our final 16. Half of these won't even be in the tournament. We'll be dead wrong, but it's worth it. It's fun booking anyway. This is who we have in the John Cena last time.
I think half of them will be in there. We only need 8. That's easy.
Yeah, well, 4 of them are already confirmed, but yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I think I think most of these will be in here. We got Damian Priest, Rusev, Sheamus, Shinsuke, we know. Jeff Hardy, Matt Cardona representing TNA. The Miz, Carmelo Hayes. I could see that being a first-round match, probably this week on SmackDown. Oh, that's a good one for an end. I'll get back to that in a second. Solo, Balor, Dominic, Rey Mysterio, Gunther, Javon Evans, Ethan Page, and Wade Barrett. So Fernando said R-Truth. I think R-Truth, we've already gotten that match twice this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone. I think I was gonna say, didn't they wrestle already? I don't want anyone who's already wrestled in it. So
Yeah, this year, yeah.
Yeah. So no.
Like Punk is already champion anyway. I was gonna say, like, what about Jay? But I feel like he's busy right now.
Jey Uso, nah.
He's not gonna be in the tournament just to lose. I mean, he could be, but I wouldn't really care. But I don't know.
He put Cena over because he beat him at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's true. They technically already faced each other in the Royal Rumble this year, and they also did team at Money in the Bank. So, all right, I think those are pretty good matches. I could see.
Why is Shinsuke in that?
Just to take a loss, I think. Who is he facing? Sheamus? Sheamus will get a little bit farther, because I said this the other day, but not that WWE would even mention this. Honestly, Sheamus might be a bit of a dark horse. They have history dating back over 15 years. But on the day of John Cena's last match, December 13th, 2025, is the exact 16-year anniversary of when Sheamus beat John Cena to win his first WWE title at TLC 2009. On that exact day, and I think it'd be cool, Sheamus and Edge, I think someone may have, I don't know if it was in this chat or I saw it on Twitter, I don't know where it was, but someone mentioned that Sheamus, he didn't retire Edge. Edge beat him. But Edge's final WWE match will go down unless he comes back, which he will in this tournament, obviously. But if he doesn't, his final match was against Sheamus. And Sheamus is a great worker. I feel like their match in 2025 would be better than their matches in 2010 because he's improved a lot since then. So I think he's a dark horse. I'm going to say Sheamus could win this whole thing. Do I think he will? No. But of all the people that we just picked, I'm sticking with Gunther. I think Gunther will win this whole thing. He was in the fucking video package when John Cena announced it, and he hasn't been on TV since SummerSlam. So I think he will return and be in this thing and win. But who was your pick to win the John Cena last time is now tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like Gunther, I mean, just the way they booking, I guess I got to go chalk Gunther. Okay. I guess my one issue with it, the one issue with Gunther winning and beating Cena, like, what does he get out of it? He's been champion multiple times. He's been the longest reigning champion. Like, I guess my thing is like, okay, he can crow that he like was the last person to beat John Cena. He retired John Cena, but like he also has already accomplished a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I feel like the person that does beat him should get like a good rub. And like, yeah, Gunther would, but like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I think ideally you're right, but I don't know if that always has to be the case. But if it is the case, I love that idea. Like, I do agree. I feel like a young person should beat him. I think the only real young person to beat Cena this year was Cody Rhodes, and he's 40 years old. I mean, that's hardly benefiting from beating John Cena. He was already the guy anyway, so who cares? But there you go. Fernando said Braun Breaker. I don't have Breaker in here because if he's in it, he has to win, and I don't think he's going to win. But that would be a good example. I mean, Breaker's he's not a made guy as much as Gunther is, but, I feel like that would be cool. Braun Breaker. I was going to ask you, if you were to have it your way and someone new were to face and beat Cena, who do you think it should be?
It should be Breaker.
Okay.
Him or Reed.
Yeah, Bronson Reed would be good. He just beat, what's his name? Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Yeah, so that would be nice. I hate to say this. This is extremely sad. Nick said LA Knight with a laughing emoji. I forgot all about LA Knight. I've just given up.
Yeah, I mean, if Shinsuke's in the tournament, why would he even?
I mean, Knight could be in it. Knight loses every week. He eats more pinfalls in a fucking bowling alley. I mean, I could see him in this match. I could see him in this tournament. You know what? I'll put Balor / Knight. I could see Balor not being in it, and I could see like Knight being in it instead. Knowing them, though, they'll take out Balor and Knight and they'll put in like fucking Kofi Kingston or something stupid, someone that's not going to win. Whatever. They have Shinsuke in there, so it is what it is. But LA Knight would be great. Honestly, realistically, I'm not even kidding. Knight being in that spot would be cool. He teamed with Cena a time or two a few years ago on SmackDown. They've interacted a lot. He kind of got the rub at that point. To go full circle and have him face and beat Cena, talk about benefit the young guys LA Knight's 42 years old or whatever it is. He's not exactly a young blue chipper like Braun Breaker is. But he would benefit more than Gunther, even though he's older than Gunther. I agree with that. We'll wind down here in a moment, but Von Tell said, what if I told you guys that Obafemi is a better prospect than Braun Breaker? Would you agree with it?
I would tell you that you are a liar.
Wow. Okay. But I don't think he's completely off, though. Obafemi is definitely a top prospect.
Obafemi is a great prospect, but I also just think he doesn't have. I think Braun is pretty close to the full package. Obviously, with Heyman, it can kind of clean up the talking for him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I like Femi. I think he's a good 1B, but I think Braun is definitely the top guy.
I will agree and I will disagree. I think he is. I think both guys are the complete package. I think Braun Breaker might be more of who they build around because he fits what WWE looks for. Not that Femi doesn't. I just think Braun Breaker's a guy they've already invested so much, and they've already invested a lot in Femi too. But it was clear from the day that Braun Breaker debuted on NXT 2.0 that they were going to push him to the moon. I mean, that was 4 years ago. Femi, they did push him to the moon pretty quickly. I don't know. I think what WWE looks for in all of their stars, Braun Breaker's the guy. I mean, Von Tell said Obafemi's better in the ring and on the mic. And honestly, you might not necessarily be wrong. Breaker's a pretty good worker, by the way. But second of all, I'm not saying you're wrong, but they don't look for, better talker, better worker. Breaker he already has the like the fucking barking over, and he's a second generation wrestler. He's got the legacy behind him. He's already been paired with Paul Heyman. I don't see that for Femi. I just don't. I think he'll be very successful, and he should be. Future world champ. I think Breaker's the guy, though. Nick said, I know Knight has been in the background, which is sad. Yeah, I ranted about Drew. I don't have enough shits to give at this point about how they booked LA Knight.
I was going to say, I don't have enough shits to give about LA Knight to go on a rant.
I love LA Knight. I do care about him, but I just don't care about the booking. It's just, I've just accepted defeat on that front. KO, yeah, too bad he's injured. He would have been a great choice. KO would have been awesome. KO would have been perfect, but he is hurt. He wouldn't have won, but it would have been good in the tournament. I didn't put Sami Zayn in here. We already saw that a couple months ago, so that's why I didn't include him. And Fernando said, I think Obafemi is a little bit better than Braun. Again, not completely disagreeing. I just think that based on how both guys have been portrayed and booked, it's pretty clear to me that I think Braun Breaker is their guy going forward into the future. And the only thing that would hold back Oba is Triple H for obvious reasons. Yes, Von Till. I mean, it all comes down to Triple H and how they book Obafemi when he gets there. I think Obafemi will be a success story when he gets called up, but everything does fall on Triple H. I mean, I think Braun Breaker was a slam dunk, but a lot of people are not. And I think Obafemi might fall in that category where he should be fine, but you just don't know. And Fernando brings up a good point. Triple H might not be able to see Oba because remember he said he can't see color. He infamously did say that last year at a press conference, which was kind of a stupid thing to say. But I think Obafemi will be fine. Time will tell. But Mr. Marceau, we will wind down here for the next 2 weeks. I'll be back here chatting with whoever, might be on my own. I'm not sure about whatever the hell's going on in the world of wrestling. But Mr. Marceau will not be. Obviously, next weekend's his birthday. I will be seeing you next week, but I will not be seeing you through a virtual screen for the show. I will be seeing you after the fact on your actual birthday. I will set that in stone and text as soon as we're done here. But you're going to be in Louisville next week on assignment for a work-related trip, and hopefully you see Cornette. Hopefully you run into him at the castle, and I hope you have a great time.
No, I can't wait. It should be a good time.
Can't wait to hear all about it when we see you next weekend and right back here on the show in 2 weeks' time. But speaking of which, new episodes available every single Thursday right here on the YouTube channel in video version, as well as on WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, and all major podcast platforms for the audio version as well. Shout out one more time to the channel members: Alexis, Miss Maud Matthews, Dylan Giacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1 at Swerve1 on IG, Mr. Marceau himself at RJ_Marceau on X, John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland on YouTube, Richie right here on YouTube as well, Real Honesty, or rather Red Planet Wrestling here on YouTube, and Average Grunt at gruntwrestling.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. And I agree, Nick. Nick said, happy birthday, RJ. Fernando said the same thing. Happy birthdays in the chat for Mr. Marceau, who's going to be stunning 25 years old next week.
I wish.
He's a young pup. He's a young pup.
I wish I was.
We look forward to having you back here on the show 2 weeks, Mr. Marceau. He's taking a bit of a break. He'll be back here in 2 weeks, and I will report on our WrestleRant reunion when I see him next weekend at the Marceau compound. Squirter also in the chat saying, Happy birthday, RJ. From
Thanks, Squirter.
I love that fucking name. That and Chris Vaplander. And I saw earlier, I didn't read their comment, but Give Me Backshot Salamonster was also here. That's an amazing name. But anyway, folks, for Mr. Marceau, have an awesome one. I'm Graham GSM Matthews. We'll catch you right back here on WrestleRant Radio next week. Have an awesome one, folks. We'll catch your ass down the road. Peace.
Join Graham GSM Matthews and RJ Marceau every Thursday as they run down their weekly wrestling rants, offer expert analysis, host exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe today on all your favorite podcast platforms and never miss an episode of WrestleRant Radio.